on what happened at SEMA. All sorts of amazing things. Okay, it was, well, I will tell you in just a second. So we're going to just wait a few minutes for some people to get online. Um, I was maybe going to do this last night, and that wasn't going to work. Tonight worked, so here we are. Also, don't suffocate yourself on little tiny plastic bags. So yeah, we're going to go through it. I have a couple bags of swag over here that I'm going to show you guys that I'm pretty excited about. And just all in all, things to show you. Oh, there's some stuff that I didn't bring out, but we'll go over those another time. That's fine. So we are, this dude, I always find it interesting the kind of cards you get from people, because this one feels real different. It's like soft. You want a card that gets people's attention, just by the way. Oh, thanks for the thumbs up. But I took this guy I talked to, Marcus, who's sounded very German. I'm not very good on those accents, but they make ceramic tiles for garages so you don't slip when there's oil and stuff. And I was like, does it work in kitchens too? And he was like, yeah. So he gave me his card because I know people with kitchens. So we're just setting that aside for now. I'm just glad I didn't lose it. There's a couple cards I did not want to lose, and luckily I did not. However, I can't find my old phone. So this is my new phone. This is the phone I use as my phone right now. And I can't find the one I used for my camera, which is not good, because there's some pictures on here that you guys have possibly seen on Instagram and TikTok. YouTube isn't letting me post how I want, so they're over there, but and not here. But anyway, that being said, I gotta find this camera because it has majority of my pictures. It has I did some demonstration stuff with Vim tools, and that's all on there, and I'm not very happy right now. That was in my backpack. I can't find it, so I don't know what I'm gonna do. There's nothing I can do if it's lost. That would really suck. So, but I know I packed it up. I just don't know what happened when I got home. So, anyway, hi Kelsey, welcome. All right, so we got 6 people. I'm sure we can get some more before we get started. But if you have any questions about what happened at SEMA, or well, that's all we're talking about tonight, SEMA. So feel free to leave comments, and feel free to hit the like button. And well, man, we're down to 2. It's okay. This lighting's not good. My poor scarred up nose. It's from all that skin cancer. It ain't pretty. Nothing can be done about it at this point. But yeah, hopefully soon, because I had a cute nose before. No, it's not. Anyway, I should have texted some people, be like, hey, I'm gonna go live. But while we're just cutting some time, I did want to show you guys this. So on my car, people wanted to see the thrust washers. Okay, that's the side that was away out to the ends, and these were the sides on the inside. And you see they're kind of marred up, but it's not anything bad. It hasn't gone past, like you see here. It's that dip. It has the dip on both sides, so it didn't. Not enough material's gone for it to have been this, but I changed them anyway because I was there, so why not, right? But anyway, so yeah, when we get like 10 people legit here, then we'll start talking about SEMA. But think about the questions that you want to ask me, because I'm sure there's plenty. I met just a ton of cool people. I wish I could remember everybody's names or have gotten pictures with everyone. However, apparently they're on my other phone, so I'm not really thrilled with myself about that. Also, I forgot my external hard drive in my computer to move everything around so I'd have plenty of room. Did not do as I should have. But yeah, there was a couple hang-ups on things that I forgot, but nothing too terrible. Unless I can't find this other phone. I thought I brought it in here. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to actually, like, clean my house to find it. So, all right. Well, I guess I don't have, well, I do have some time. I have to go pick up my son fairly soon. So, hey, Blazer. Actually, there will be a point where I'm gonna have to run in and tell my oldest son to go pick up my youngest son, run down to the church and get him, because his little activity what they're doing is over. So I got this awesome stool at a yard sale. It's just like the ones I had in my art class. So I bought it because it was $1. So I'm gonna sit here. It's a little high. Actually, it's not bad. Anyway, I know I'll be running out up there and it'll be fantastic. So need like 5 more people. So we'll give it like, we're at like 6 minutes. We'll give it to 10 minutes. How about that? I'm really excited to tell you guys. And let's see if I brought my water out. No, I didn't. Hold on, let me grab a water out of my fridge. And yes. Now, for the record, I did tell many people how I'm just doing live streams now because it seems to be working for me to whatever degree. Ooh, we need one more person. And everyone was really cool about it. I thought people would be like, eh. But it is actually what's working here, which is great. I'm going to start the whole new series of videos, and I can't wait to tell you guys about that. But that's not coming up just yet, and I don't want to tell anyone too much because I don't want anyone to run and steal my idea. Although, can't say it's like one of a kind, but I'm not copying anyone, at least not that I know of. I know there's some people who do something kind of similar, but whatever. We still need one more person. Dude, I missed you at Sema. That apparently I missed out on the Sosa party. I didn't miss out. I met other people, but then I'm sad I didn't go because I missed some of my friends, but I met new friends, and so it was good. Don't jinx it. I don't believe in jinxes. Still has that fruit punch flavor in my water. This water I packaged up in Kentucky, so this is good old Kentucky well water. It tastes way better than water here in Utah. Okay, ooh, we're at 11. So let's start. So I drove down to Sema. We're gonna go like day by day because that's the only way I'm gonna be able to keep it straight. And then I got to figure out how I'm going to type all this up and put it on my webpage because I need to write all about it. But I write the same way I talk. It's very descriptive. So, yeah. Dude, glad you had some FOMO. You missed out on this? No, I was kind of a hot mess, but I was the busiest I've ever been at any SEMA. And then someone at the very end, and this is why I'm like mad, I can't find my other phone where I actually used it to record things. It was like, how much content did you make? I was like, not a lot, but I met a lot of cool people. So, oh, we dipped down. No, that's okay. So something salty. Sorry, it's weird. The water tastes sweet, and then something on the outside is salty. It's probably me. I'm kind of salty. Oh, yeah. That's weird. Anyway. Too much information. Okay, so Sunday I drove down, and I got down there earlier than I thought. My room wasn't ready. I got there, and it was before checkout, check-in, which I totally expect my room not to be ready. But when they were like, well, let me see. I was like, oh no, I just realized what time it is. Like, I'm here like an hour and a half early. I can go just walk around the strip. Like, I can do other things. It's no big deal. And anyway, they were really nice and got me in my room. I did do a video that I have on this phone, actually, of my room when I walk in. It was a 1-bedroom apartment, but if there weren't the doors blocking off the bedroom, I'd definitely call it a studio, but a nice, like a really big, is a lot bigger than any studio I lived in. I was like, so, anyway, so I got trying to get settled in my room, and the first thing I did, forgot, did we like 3 or 4 trips? I'm sorry, guys. Ever since Sema, I'm just freaking exhausted. So I'm sorry. There will be yawning. So I got kind of situated in my room. Like I said, it took me like 3 or 4 trips, and it's because I had so like I baked cookies there. So I had a cooler full of cookie dough. I had all my cooking pans and some parchment paper and hot pads. I didn't know what they had. I need to make sure that I knew what I was working with. And I don't like surprises when it comes to making things for other people. So, especially food. So I got all that up. And I was just putting stuff around. I took my suitcase and put it in the closet, and then it was actually kind of like a walk-in closet, but I was like, I would rather have just a regular closet and more bathroom space. But, you know, that's me. And then when I was driving into town, or driving there, when I hit about St. George, which is about 3 hours from where I live, I got a text from one of my friends saying, "Hey, are you here yet?" Which is a great feeling, to not always be the only one reaching out. You know, like, I mean, most of you are dudes, so you probably don't know what this is like. But for me, I'm always trying to I'll be friends with anyone. But if I'm always doing all the reaching out, I'll stop. Like, I don't want those kind of friendships anymore. They're not friendships. It's one way, and I'm always the one looking for a friendship and not ending up with one, and kind of getting screwed over in that way, right? So to get this message from this person really meant a lot to me, that they were even concerned. And I was just like, I'm like, well, I'm almost to St. George, and and I pulled over and got lunch. And so I was texting him. I was like, yeah, so I got lunch. I'll be there in a couple hours. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot you're driving. Like, yeah, I've driven that. I totally know. I'm an expert. I was like, sure you are. And so I'm like, I'll be there in a few hours. And then that was late. Once I got down there, I was like, I'm here. What are you up to? And we kind of chatted a bit, but he was doing his thing, which I'm not like, oh, you have to spend all your time with me, unless you're my friend Eliza. Then you have to spend all your time with me. She's amazing. But anyway, it was cool. We kind of chatted. I got settled in, and then I talked to my friend who is on YouTube. He's known as Tool Demos. It's Steve. He is a cool guy. I'm so sorry. And he and his wife and I went out to dinner, and it was nice, and we were chatting and stuff. And it was funny because all of a sudden he goes, "Do you mind if I talk some business real quick?" And I'm all, sure. And then he starts talking, and his wife and I look at each other like, is he talking to me or you? And she asked me that. I'm like, I don't know. So, it was really, he was talking to her, but it could have gone either way. So he's just like an incredible person. His wife's incredible. She's got no F's. Man, tell you what, that's someone you don't mess with. I love her. She's so awesome. She has no cares to give. So, hold on. Let me adjust some of these comments. Hey, Narad, sorry. So you almost made it out this year, but your nephew wrecked his car and had to put it back together. Oh, that sucks. Sounds like need an RV with convection over, and then you bake on the way. And have nowhere to park it. Yeah, no, I'm okay. But I was thinking about not doing the cookies again, because it's a big hassle. It's like it's a labor of love. So, but at this point, it was kind of becoming a hassle because I'm like, I could take it to these friends and then have a crap ton of cookies. But I did try to use them wisely, but I did bring back some unbaked dough. So there was some surprise people that got cookies, and it worked out. But anyway, so Steve and his wife and I hung out, and that was awesome. They're good people. And then I went back to my room and crashed out and was asleep by 8:30. Also, why am I yawning? Oh, sorry. So then, so that was Sunday. Not a whole lot going on. And on Monday, I decided I was going to go get, my badge. And I was thinking about going to it first thing in the morning, but then was like, no, like I don't want to get caught up in things and not bake these cookies. So I'm going to make myself bake these cookies first. And then I'll take some with me in case I run into anyone. And, and then I'll come back home and finish doing the rest, right? So, went out with Oz Mechanics and his crew that night. And there's going to be some like harsh reviews coming up on some activities, just by the way. So Steve and his wife and I were all bushed from drive. Like they flew in really early. They got to Vegas at 9 a.m. and they were really tired. I was really tired. They had a nap. I had not. But so we parted ways. I was asleep by 8:30, just conked out. And then so Monday, big cookies. Took some with me to go get my my badge. The people I know in media, or the person I know in media, is really, really nice guy. I didn't see him. He seemed so. 2 years ago, I gave him some cookies, and he was really excited and gave me a hug, which I was like, "This is amazing. That's all I need." Thank you. It's just fantastic. And then you can turn around and throw it in the trash. Like. Or you could just say, "Oh, I appreciate it, but I'm on a diet or something." You can just lie to me. It's fine if you don't want any cookies. But so anyway, but the last time he seemed a little off-put that I did it again, and so I was just like, "Oh, sorry," and I was like, "Well, anyone who seemed off-put, I'm not doing that kind of thing for them again because I don't want it to, I don't want anyone to be like, frick, here comes Spanky again," right? Like, that's no good mojo. Anyway, but I went up into the media center, and I walked in, and I immediately saw some of my friends, and let me know if you want to know who they are. I'll tell you, but I feel like I'm name dropping otherwise. And so there was 4 of them, but I had 3 things of cookies, but 2 of them were together. So I was like, "Hey, this is for you guys." And I was like, "I have one for you." And they're like, "No, it's fine." I'm like, "Okay, enough said." I'm like, "But if you want more, let me know." Oh, great. It's chilly out here, so my nose is going to start running too. I'm a mess, guys. So anyway, so I had gotten my badge and gave my friends cookies. I was happy. My backpack was light. I did get the 5-day pass for the monorail, which I guess I used it all 5 days, but I only used it the first and the last day. I probably used it once or twice. No, wait. No. Yeah. Anyway, it could have been cheaper to have gotten a 4-day pass or buy the ride. I haven't done the math. I'll figure that out and report back on a separate video, a shorter video. But anyway, I had a pass for the monorail. The problem with riding the monorail in Vegas is it's way back behind the casinos. Now, like if it went down, like Las Vegas Boulevard and had drop-off spots, like stations. Like say it was just really high up and you had stations like, just where they are, but on the strip, it would be amazing. But you have to go, I would get on at Paris Horseshoe. So I'd have to go into Paris, go all the way back into the right, into the left, and then hang a right, go through Horseshoe all the way to the end, and then get on the monorail. And that was like a mile of walking just to get to the monorail. So it was nice when people were doing things at stops, but I also, since I drove down, I had my truck available, and I did use it a couple of times, but and it worked out great. One time worked out way better than I'd expected, but let's see, well, actually, let me just tell you who I saw, because I think it'll just be a better reference for you, because otherwise it's going to be like, ooh, you saw some friends. So when I was there, I saw Chris Fix and Humble Mechanic and Jamie's Garage and Jamie's dad. And so Jamie's dad and Jamie were together, and that's who got the one thing of cookies. And anyway, so they all got cookies. It was great. I was like, fantastic, hallelujah. Because last year, poor Chris, he was like, "You're my cookies," and I'm like, "No, I don't," because I'd already given the cookies all the way that day. I didn't see him to the end of the day. So I was kind of holding back on giving cookies away this year, because to people I didn't know, because I want to make sure the people I did know got some. But yeah. So Monday night I went out with Oz Mechanics and friends. They'd invited me out the night before, but I was out to dinner with Stephen, his wife, and then I was just tired. And so they actually went and saw Penn & Teller on Monday, and I would have loved to see Penn & Teller. That would have been amazing. But if it had been on Tuesday, I totally would have gone. But it was on Monday when I was exhausted. Tuesday, we went to Excalibur, to the the Tournament of Kings, and it's like dinner and a show. Do not, here's my harsh review, do not waste your money on that stupid thing. Okay, it's one of the relics from the time when they tried to make Vegas family friendly, and like, it was kind of okay, but it sure as hell wasn't worth what I paid. Tickets are about $80 all in, and you get dinner, and your dinner is one roll, one medium-sized red potato, half a Cornish game hen, and a little coblet, corn on the cob, like the ones you get in elementary school. That's what it was. So all that and the show, which was not terribly enjoyable. It got better as it went, but it certainly was not worth the price of admission. If I'd paid like $20, I'd have been like, but no. So the food was awful. Okay, I'm gonna just rag on this for a bit because my husband's a chef, and I've been taught all the ways of the chef, right? I know all the things. The roll was rancid. It had gone bad. The flour in it was bad. It was rancid. No, it gets better. No, the Tournament of Kings was not fun. I like the people I went with, but Tournament of Kings was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And I just wish they had Tournament of Kings switched to Penn & Teller. I could have seen Penn & Teller. That I would have been up for. So I have a new rule, is that and last year I went and saw Cirque du Soleil, the Mystique, I think is what it is. It was the worst. And that gave me such anxiety. And it wasn't the acrobats or they're falling from things. It was the music and their costumes and everything. Just the vibe just creeped me out. So that, if you like that, then awesome. But I hated it. So I'm not judging you. I'm just saying I hated it. And you're weirdo. No, it's Liz kidding. But the Tournament of Kings was completely a waste of it. It's all scripted and stuff. It's not fun, and I felt bad for the horses. Um, and they had these guys coming out with like no shirts on, and and I was like, yeah, I'm not really impressed. I mean, they were ripped dudes, but it was just, mm-mm. I no, thank you. It's just how to put it. I like very masculine men, and these were not masculine men, no matter how many muscles they had. So I don't know. Take that for what you want. Um, uh, but yeah, it was not my jam. Uh, anyway, um, so that was a waste of money. It was good. I got to meet my friend's mom and sister and brother-in-law, and then got to hang out with another friend. So it's Ozzy's family, and I mean, Oz is awesome, and his family is they're great. Is nothing against them. And then my friend Francisco came up from Florida. I met him last year. Or was it the year before? I think it was the year before last. Anyway, he's a really, really nice guy. And but I was just like ticked off. So like I actually told them, oh, I was gonna tell you guys about the food. Okay. The food was so bad. So the roll was rancid, right? Like I know what rancid is. I cook and bake a lot. It was rancid. Everything was completely overcooked except the potato. And you don't get silverware because you're supposed to eat with your hands, which I don't care. But well, okay, I guess the leg of the chicken, or the not chicken, Cornish game hen, was actually, it was just slightly overcooked, which means all the white meat was completely overcooked. So it'd be the dad bod, dude. I take a dad bod over these foofy guys with muscles. Give me a real man with muscles, and I'm sold. But this guy's a joke. Anyway, so yeah, that was a huge waste of money. And I told them, I said, like, this roll's rancid. And the guy's like, so you want me to bring you another one? I'm like, yeah, please. So he brought me two, which was super nice. He was a really nice guy. He did a good job. He was nice. But I was like, no, these are rancid too. I took a bite and spit it out immediately. Like, there was no question. I promise. So it's funny because I mentioned it to my husband when I got home and told him about it. And he goes, oh, did you call the health department? And I was like, no. He goes, they're probably paying him off anyway, because my husband worked in Vegas. And so he knows what's going on. And there's, yeah, he's like, yeah, they're probably they're taking rolls that people don't eat and reusing them, which is like a thing. And that's disgusting. But they're old and rancid, and someone didn't want to buy rolls that weren't. So anyway, I wasn't super keen on eating anything on the point, but I still ate all I could because I paid out the nose for it. And so yeah, here's my new rule. So the Cirque du Soleil stuff, unless it's a singer, like a concert I want to go see, like Kelly Clarkson and Alanis Morissette were both there, and man, I would love to see either one of them. They're both amazing. Tosh Point.0 was there, and comedians. And there's lots and lots of comedians, and it doesn't have to be someone you know. They just got to make you laugh, right? So, so I will only go see comedians and artists that I know. Like if I'm going to spend a lot of money on a ticket, I'm going to go see someone I want to see. So I did see Elton John a few years ago, and that was really cool. Even we had nosebleed seats, and it was still super fun. Hi, Narad. I said hello earlier. Vegas has never really impressed me other than the Mob Museum. That was neat. I did not go to the Mob Museum, but I want to at some point. I also want to go to the Neon Museum. They have all like the neon signs and stuff. That sounds fun. Anyway, but Vegas is not fun without good friends. Just to be very clear, for me, it is not fun without good friends. You got good friends. And I kept wanting to play craps. Now, I'm not a gambler, but I figure if I had put down 20 bucks, which couldn't be at anywhere. I went minimum bid was 25, but so I put down 20 bucks and I lose it. Well, that's my entertainment cost, right? I'm not going to be throwing down hundreds of dollars. But so I played some slot machines, but I wanted to play craps, but I never found anyone who was actually going to play craps. And so I didn't play craps. It was kind of boring. You're okay, Narod. Sorry. I'm just seeing. I'm like, but I said hi. Anyway, so that was Tuesday, and I went down to. I was staying at the Jockey Club, which you have to walk through the Cosmopolitan Casino because they wouldn't sell. The Jockey Club wouldn't sell, so the Bellagio and the Cosmopolitan built around them, and which is pretty interesting. So I had to go through. There's a certain spot when I knew to turn, go through all the slot machines, and then there was like a secret elevator, which is kind of cool, to go to my hotel, and then I walked down the hall and stuff, and then the elevator to my room. I gotta tell my kid to go get my other kid. Will you guys wait for 1 sec? I mean, I have to walk all the way around the thing, but hold on. More tales to tell. It gets better. Why did you park? You stop parking. Come on. I'm back. Man. I told my son he could play on the computer at 6:30, and then I was like, go get your brother. And he's like, no. Anyway. Ooh, great. He was here. Thanks for waiting. Okay, so anyway, wanted to play craps. Don't know how to play. Didn't really get to, which I was kind of bummed about, really. But I did learn how to play blackjack, and I will only play blackjack really sorry. That was kind of important. I have my kids. So anyway, I'm sorry, Narad. Anyway, so I decided I was gonna play some slots, whatever. I got up a little bit, stopped, took my ticket that they print out, took it up to my room. They print out tickets because if they give you cash, you just leave. But if you print out a ticket, you might forget to cash it out, and then they get to keep that money because it's only good for like 3 months. So, no, sorry, 6 months. It's good for 6 months, 180 days. Almost 6 months. Right? 3 months is 90 days? Yes. 6 months. Anyway, so then I played a little bit. Yeah, I played a little bit of slots. It was pretty boring. I do not like being in a casino alone. Also, that was the other thing I learned. Anyway, so Tuesday, first day of the show, I'm up. I wake up before my alarm goes off, and I get up and I'm packing up cookies and getting them ready to go. And I have those big blue IKEA bags, and I'm loading that up with 4 rows of boxes of cookies, and they're stacked like 4 high. Then I went to Sema, and it wasn't super crowded. It's the first day, and I was there really early. I didn't realize I was there so early. The sun was just starting to come up, so I wasn't going to be able to get good video photographs. Like I've posted the photographs from the first day. But by the way, one of those vehicles caught on fire during the Sema cruise, which is really sad because they've got $200,000 truck. Made me really sad for them. I don't know who got that kind of money to put in something like that, but that's crazy. Anyway, so I go and I'm there really early, and one of my friends, Brian from How to Automotive, he texted me and he goes, "Hey, do you know where this breakfast is?" And I'm like, "I do not," because I thought it was in the ballroom where it used to be, but now that's like Chinese goods, kind of. Um, it's part of SEMA show, but I didn't go there until like the last day, and then I was like, "What is this?" And it was a thing. But anyway, he's like, "Well, it's not here. I'm heading over," and he was heading over on the Sky Bridge. So I'm like, "Oh, I'll meet you at the top of the escalators." So I did, and we were early, so we sat and chatted, and he gave me some really good advice because he now only does YouTube. And so he gave me really, really good advice of like, putting your money back into your channel, like by buying better equipment, like not having to use your cell phone for things. But there is a camera that I want to get now, and we'll get to that much later. But hopefully it'll work out that I can get sponsored for it. I'd be super excited. But anyway, did I have any good luck at the casino? Not really. I'd say no. I came out on the negative. But whatever. Give me something to do. Sounds like me when my family wants to go to the casino, just not my thing. Yeah, well, I mean, when you have other people and it's fun, and someone's winning, it's a good time. But when you just kind of slink up to the crap stable and don't know anyone, people don't like that. They're like, well, at least at Cosmopolitan, they're like, "Are you going to play or not?" And I was like, just walk off. I'm like, "Not now." But at Paris Casino, I asked if I could hang out, and that was on Tuesday. I asked if I could, Monday, I think. What did you do Tuesday night? It's already starting to blur together. That's not good. But I hung out to see like if I could figure out the game, and they're like, "Yeah, that's fine." And then they were like chatting with me and stuff. I was more than welcome to be there. So I'll give that to the people at Paris Casino. Thank you very much for making me feel welcome, even though I'm like, you don't know what kind of money I have. Like, just because I'm wearing a t-shirt and jeans doesn't mean I'm not like ready to go. I can hear they're dropping off my kid. Big old diesel. Anyway, they're really nice. So, but their minimum bets were the same as Cosmopolitan. Cosmopolitan is a far snootier crowd, better dressed but snootier, and yeah, that wasn't super great. So okay, so Tuesday, first day of the show, met with Brian. Then we kind of went our separate ways. It was weird because I didn't see him the rest of the show, and usually I run into him a couple times. But I kind of stayed in North Hall, Central Hall, and North South Hall, Upper South Hall. Sorry, it's like North South. What? So that's because that's where tools and stuff. I did go down to the Lower South Hall. It's all tires. I was going to ask some people some questions. I'm like, I'm not in the mood for this. So I didn't. See, that day I went around and I got into the show 30 minutes early. I went and found my friend at MagnaFlow, and I was like, "Here, dear friend, there's cookies for you." And he's like, "Yes." But I could tell it was Monday. That's the busiest. I'm like, but he was like, "Here, you can have one of these," and gave me a thing where I could get free tacos. After it was a little VIP thing, and I was like, "Woo, sweet!" I like already feeling special. Oh, hi Kenneth, thank you. So yeah, so that was really cool. I got to get invited for tacos. I was supposed to go out to dinner with my friend Eliza. That didn't happen because she wasn't there really for SEMA. She was there for work. She was in Las Vegas for work. And so it didn't work out, and I was bummed about that. But I wasn't mad at her because she doesn't have a lot of control over that situation, right? So I was just like, oh, that's okay. At like 8:30, I text her. I'm like, so not doing dinner? She's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm still at work. My nose does look a little red because I had skin cancer and it's all screwed up now. But don't worry about it. It always looks, it looked a little red before. Before I just matched my cheeks, and now it's just darker. Anyway, you can hear footsteps coming down the deck. Yes. Stay there.
Are you doing the stream?
Yeah. Yes. Did Roger come back?
Yeah, but can I have some lemon pie?
Yeah, half a slice.
Okay.
Kids. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I always take people's prayers. I would love that. Yeah, that's why it looks all divided in. It's all sorts of scarred up. I had a very pretty nose before, but not anymore. I'm really trying to deal with that. Oh, Steve, I've been talking about you. I didn't see you there. This is right now. You're right there. I was talking about you earlier, and how randomly at dinner you said, "Do you mind if we talk business?" And your wife and I were like, "Is he talking to me or you?" And we were trying to figure that out. You're talking to her, just in case you didn't know. However, that laser, still on it, just so you know. If that comes your way, we'll use it on this. That'd be great. Anyway, see, that's the joy my friends bring me. Joy. So Tuesday went around handing out cookies. I saw one of my friends is a bodyguard for Chip Foose. And last year I kind of hung out a little too long around Chip Foose booth taking pictures for people, which I actually really like doing. But I felt like they were like, why is she still here? So I was like, maybe we won't do that this year, but I'll see if I can help next year. So I'm going to keep better tabs on that friend and be like, hey, like, if I can help out, I would love to. Like, I'm a helper. But this year I was actually so busy doing stuff, I didn't have time. So, but I was looking for Chip's son, Brock. He is such a nice kid. And I say kid, he's in his 20s, but anyone younger than me is a kid. And my friend's like, oh, they're over there unveiling this car. So he's probably somewhere around there filming it. I'll be over there in just a second. I was like, oh, okay. So anyway, I went over and I got some video and stuff of the car. Is very cool. The owner was there and she got to get in and sit in. I was like, why does she get in? So I was like, it's her car. I'm like, that makes sense then. And I kind of want to talk to her after, but and be like, this is amazing. Like, why did you pick these things? You know, but I didn't want to overwhelm her. And I was like, I got to get these things done. So I'm going to change my strategy for next year. I'm going to be like Steve. I'm not going to be like Mike. I'm going to be like Steve. And I'm going to do all my business stuff the first couple days and then the fun stuff the last few days. So at night can be fun stuff, but I need to get content. I'm going to be better about doing content. I can already feel it. I'm already doing better at content because I have some people that are like, I will come and yell at you if I haven't seen that you've put in content out. And I'm like, that would be fantastic. So anyway, once they were done with the unveiling and stuff and things had settled down, and I saw that Brock was done with what he was doing, he gave something to someone. He's like, thanks. And he was like, so I'd heard that Chip didn't get in until 4 a.m. So I went up to say hi to him. I said, did you get in at 4 too? And he goes, I haven't even slept yet. You know, I was like, oh, and then you could like see it. Like he looked tired. And then I was like, oh, and I was holding my bags and he's turning and talking to someone. Goes, she brought me cookies last year. And as she's saying that, I pull out a box of cookies. I'm like, you mean like this? And he was like, oh my gosh, seriously? And he opens up and goes, yes, because I'm so hungry right now. And he ate one that's like the best cookie of the 3. And he was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Because I haven't eaten all day. I'm so hungry. And I was like, yeah, because that made us. This is how I am with my friends. If something I do for you brings you joy, it brings me joy. Or if 2 of my friends meet and they have some stuff in common and they get really excited, I like kind of feed off that, like not like a parasite, but like I also get really excited and happy for everyone. Like I'm like, yeah, everyone's having a good time. Whether I made it happen or not is another thing, but I really, really enjoy that when I've introduced people and you can tell they're like just immediately click, or I've done something to make someone happy. So they're done. Cookies were totally worth it. Brock was fed and he was very happy. And so he's like, well, I've got to go take care of some stuff, and I was like, hey, do what you got to do, like it's good to see you, and have this cookies, get some rest as soon as you can. I'm being all like, I kind of like go in mom mode, taking care of people. And anyway, but then I went around to visit some other people. I went up to Tools. So that was in Central Hall. I went to Tools and excuse me. I went to Knipex, which is one of my stops, and gave my friend cookies. I was sitting there talking with them. There was a girl there who was pregnant, and I guess they were doing a giveaway, and her husband was really excited about it. She was sitting. I was like, can I sit with you? And she's like, sure. And so we were chatting, and they're from Iowa. Like, oh, I've driven through Iowa like 4 times this year. And so they're more north of where I'd driven through, but I was like, I really like Iowa, blah, blah, which is true. And then I was like, yeah, I stopped somewhere. I stopped at a Culver's, and they're like, oh, is it this one? And I'm like, yeah, I think it was. And they're like, yeah, that's a good one. And I was like, you guys like Culver's? And she's like, oh, my husband's obsessed. Well, so my husband works for Culver's. I had some coupons that can work at any Culver's, and I gave it to him. I'm like, look, here's for a chicken sandwich, and here's for a free scoop. And he's like, oh my gosh. And she's like, you just made his day. I'm like, sweet. I'm like, share with your wife, please. Sorry, I can't do more. But he was really excited because he loves Culver's. And I was like, nice. I have those. I'm not going to use them. So I get Culver's whenever I want. Just more often than I should. And then I also went over to Vim Tools, and I saw my friend Clay, and I grabbed him by the shirt and I said, where are my tools? Because we'd talked about maybe he would send me some last year. And he said, what are you talking about? You didn't send me a list. And I was like, yeah, I did. He's like, no, you didn't. I'm like, yeah, I did. We went back and forth for a little bit. It's kind of gaslight me. And I'm like, okay, so maybe you did. I'm like, I did. But he didn't see it or lost it or whatever. And so I was like, because, is this going to be a thing? I don't want to be awkward about it. And he's just like, oh no, like, yeah, no, it's totally supposed to go down. So, so that is something that will be happening going forward, which is awesome. I have a great relationship with Vim Tools and Knipex. I actually have a box from Knipex over here sitting that I got right before I went to Sema, waiting to be open and compared to another set that's similar. But anyway, that's for another day. It's content for another day. But no, I didn't grab Clay. He's taller than me. He would just be like, what are you doing? But he's just the coolest person. He's a subscriber. He's one of my subscribers. I found that out last year, and that was a really, really cool thing for me. Because I was like, no. And he's like, yeah. I'm like, no, that's amazing. Let's get a picture together. I'm like, we're best friends now. That's how I am with everyone at Sema. I'm like, we're immediately friends until you prove otherwise. Because at Sema, like, I feel like I can be myself. Because I am a little goofy. so I can be my goofy self. And if people don't like it, that's fine. They don't have to like it. And if they do, great, we'll be friends. So there it is. If they don't like me, I never have to see them again. It's not like in your regular life where you just have to be nice to people all the time. I mean, I'm nice to people, but sometimes it gets kind of taxing because it's like you never know who you're going to talk to that's going to cause you a problem in the future. And I guess that's also the same at Sema because you don't know who you're talking to. But I'll get to that in a minute. I met someone kind of high up somewhere, and luckily I didn't say anything stupid, I guess. So anyway, but I did go to various vendors. For some reason, I was trying to go over to Top Dawn because I was supposed to go talk to them there, and I didn't even get over there till Friday. It was crazy, and they weren't too far away from the Vim tool thing, but just far enough that I just didn't get there. Anyway, running into friends and stuff. There's more friends the next day that I ran into that I'll get to. What you're supposed to be nice to people. I found, because I did go through a phase where I wasn't nice to, and not nice to people, because I am kind of a nice person most of the time. I mean, Steve will vouch for me. Kinda most of the time. Sometimes. But I found that me holding back from trying to be nice to people does not work for me. I will be me, and if you don't like me, that's fine. But I'm not going to stop being extra nice to people just because someone was a jerk to me. So, anyway, I mean, I have no time for people when I'm behind a wheel. If I'm driving, you get the crap out of my way, like right now. But that's different. I tell my kids, I'm like, I'm a whole different person behind the wheel. Because then, as soon as I get out, I'm like, is this person okay? I'm so sorry about the yawning, guys. I need to go to bed. We might have to end it here because I'm just that tired. And it is early. It is 6:30, and I want to go to bed. But I have two bags. Look, I have bags of swag. Sure, this one's really full. This one's kind of full. This one is just things I don't want to get dirty. But anyway, let's see. Yeah, let's stop here. We'll get back tomorrow. I just don't want to keep yawning on you guys. It's like it's too much. And then I can try to remember exactly what happened what days. I need to do an audio recording every night so I can keep track of things, because it does kind of blend together. But by the end of the first day, I felt like I'd been there for over a week and I was exhausted. So I wasn't out very late that night. I think I wasn't out past midnight, that I'm certain. But I had cookies left over at the end of the day, and I was going to get on the monorail. And I went to to get tacos at the Magnaflow party. And I was kind of struggling with talking to people because everyone was in their circles. So Magnaflow is exhaust, and they're now partnered with another company called something. Ooh, that doesn't look good on me that I can't remember. Cambry, I think. Maybe not. But they do shocks and struts and stuff. They do 4-wheel drive stuff, and Magnaflow is exhaust. So I don't know anything about 4-wheel drive stuff. I can 4-wheel drive my way out of the snow, but that's kind of it. I don't do off-road stuff, at least not yet. I have ideas for the future, but it'd be way down the line. Anyway, so I didn't feel like I could really talk to people, and I tried talking to some people, and they didn't want to talk to me. So I was just like, okay. So when I was leaving, my friend there, he kind of he kind of like gently grabbed my arm when I was leaving and goes, hey, I didn't tell you thank you so much for the cookies. Almost like, oh, I'm like, you're welcome. I'm like, of course. Like, I said, I knew you were busy. I'm sorry about that, but I will, I don't like lingering when I know people are busy. I'm like, we let you go to work and we can chat like on Friday when things are chill. Anyway, but I was like, no big deal. We'll chat on Friday, whatever. But that got cut short for a different reason. But anyway, so then when I was going to get on the monorail, it was the end of the huge lines of people trying to get on the monorail. I saw the guys from the Power Probe booth, and they were like, Spanky! I wear the same shirt every year, okay? So it's like I stand out. And it's bright pink. And so it's good because everyone else is pretty much wearing black. I really want to wear something else, but it really helps me be recognized, good or bad. I don't care. It helps me be recognized. If people don't like me, I don't want to bother with them. If they do like me, then they'll see the pink and come and say hi. Or flag me down something. That's happened a couple times. But anyway, so I saw them and they're like, Spanky. And I'm like, hey. And they're like, did you bring cookies this year? I'm like, yeah. And so I gave them like a box of cookies. They started sharing with like everyone. But they were all really excited. And then they crammed themselves into this monorail pod or car and went. And I was just like, oh my gosh. Because people were trying to get off and no one was letting them off. And it was ridiculous. But anyway, but they went, and it was just, I was like, that was really weird. Because I don't have a Power Probe, and I don't really need a Power Probe at this point. I might be like, hey, in the future, could I get a Power Probe? And like, would you guys teach me how to use it? Like, I might do that in the future, but right now it's just not a thing I need or could really use. Because, you always hear about people applying power the wrong time and they fry things. You have to know what you're doing, is what it is. And I wouldn't know what I was doing and I wouldn't be comfortable. I like being taught how to use things, not just figuring out on the fly. I can figure out on the fly, but I prefer to be taught. Anyway, so I went out with Ozzy and friends that night, and then I went to bed early because I was tired. You actually, peanut butter oatmeal chocolate chip, dark chocolate chunk rather, was the one that Chip Fusa-san ate and was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And then there's also chocolate cookies with chocolate chips, peanut butter chips, and a few white chocolate chips thrown in. And then just regular chocolate chip. But the regular chocolate chip doesn't do as well as the other two, but the peanut butter oatmeal dark chocolate chunk is the winner. I think next year, I was doing like takeout boxes, and I think next year I'm gonna see if I can find some smaller boxes, even if I have to like fold them up myself. I do that, and because people don't necessarily want a big box of candies or of cookies. I mean, some people do, but some people don't. So yeah, they're really, really good cookies. I can tell you that. Power probes can be handy. I have a couple. The death push on the button is a real thing. Never done it. I've repaired the damage. Yeah, no, that's one thing I'm afraid about. And I think it's more with like computers, right? So, because that would be nice to be able to apply power to something without going up and trying to turn on a key and when trying to find a problem. But whatever. Maybe one day. Although I was told by someone else they found a really comparable, like is basically the same thing for like way cheaper. But I'm like, yeah, but they came up with it and did all the stuff. Like they should be getting that credit or what have you. So anyway, someone else just reverse engineered it, I guess is what I'm saying. So yeah, Steve knows. Steve, I have questions for you, but I need to ask you later. It relates to your day job. So, yeah. Anyway, the weird thing though, what's something I want to bring up because I feel like I feel weird right now. Some point, I think on the way back, like I almost died on the way back to Utah. When you get that hit of exhaustion. Well, I got that right as entering the canyon in Arizona. I will. This is my regular phone though, so we'll have to wait. Anyway, so as I go in the canyon, right before I hit the canyon, I was like, man, I'm tired. And I was going to do a live stream, and then I was like, we're going to do this later. And I deleted it and stuff. But I had to focus so hard to get through that canyon. And, oh, hey, Liv. And then when I got out in St. George, I was more like, oh my gosh, just stay in your lane, because there wasn't anywhere safe for me to pull off. I didn't feel like I had the wherewithal because I was just crashing hard. And I feel like I had the wherewithal to change lanes and stuff. And once I got past St. George, then I didn't feel like there was somewhere safe I could pull off. So I ended up going to Cedar City, which isn't really that much farther. And like I'm looking at the road and there's a car in front of me, and it's like this, well, it was like this shape. This was the back end of like a bus or something. And then I go, wow, like that. And I was like, oh crap, like trying to stay awake and focusing and not having my suddenly be like daydreaming, not like dreaming with my eyes open, not daydreaming, different thing. So I finally I pulled over Cedar City, and I was like, oh, I need to turn around and pull over here. And somehow I ended up back on the freeway. So I had to go to the next exit, pulled over, got a gas station, put it in park, threw my seat back, was out immediately. So there was angels helping me get there, tell you what. But that was sketchy as crap. And I was like, no. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, if something happens, this would be the most horrific thing. But I couldn't get off where I was. I was like, I remember just being really scared that I was going to get in an accident. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is horrific. So, and I'll probably repeat that story later at the last one. But anyway, I got to hang out with, my friend Oz and people that night. And we're gonna go get tacos or something, or maybe that was Monday night. I don't know. All blends together. But anyway, I didn't. I went to bed. So that's what I'm gonna do now. I am gonna go spank my kids and put them to bed, and I'm gonna go to sleep super early. Like we're all going to bed at the same time. So we're say it's like 7 now. I don't know, but if it's 7, then my kids go to bed at 8. So at 8, we're all going to sleep. Everybody, I'm just exhausted. But what I was going to say was some point during that drive, I don't know if my ears popped weird or something because I've had ear surgery, but now I'm slightly dizzy all the time. It's just ever so slightly. So I need to go get into my ENT before the end of the year and be like, I need you guys to look at my ears and see if there's something wrong because something's not right. So, and I need it fixed before the end of the year because I can't pay for it. I'd be like, if it's me or my husband, his can get pushed back because my husband has to have a surgery redone. We're so excited about. But yeah, about 7:15. Yeah, good. Close to bedtime. And then so his can get pushed back because they were going to do it next year for free because it was something that like the surgery wasn't successful, so they're going to do it again. So you have a super good doctor. And he's like, we're not going to make you pay for it. We're just going to do it. But if there's something wrong with my ears, then that's going to have to take precedence because that's probably not going to work out quite the same. So anyway, yeah, but it was an amazing time. And I think it's just because I'm getting really, really tired that I can't recall stuff. So I want to stop this now. So we'll just do this in hour bits, hour-ish, and see how long it takes to get through the week. But I think actually my favorite parts was, well, there's a few people to hang out with that are my favorite, but Steve and his wife were definitely on the very top. And they're like, come see us in Florida. And I was like, I want to. It's not been hard readjusting, but we will go through all this. This one's so heavy. This one's full of stuff. This one is just not your stuff. We'll go through all this. In fact, I'm gonna have to like fold it up in here and tie it off so it doesn't get all dusty, because it is dusty in here. I don't know how I'm gonna do that, but I have to figure something out. And all this will be gone through because I want to show you guys what kind of swag I pick up. I might do a separate video on just the swag, but it will not be tonight. Anyway, guys, I'm gonna go. So, night, youngster. Thank you. Get some rest and catch it up in a day or so. Take your time to recover from that trip, dude. I got no sleep. So, I did the first couple days. I did really good. Went to bed at 8:30 and then 9:30, and then I think like midnight. Then 3:15, 3:15, 2:30 a.m. So it was rough. I always get plenty of sleep because I just go, well, I'm going to go to sleep, and I lay down and I go to sleep. My husband hates me for it. So he does not. Let's see. Okay, I've recovered. Next time. Well, I did send out a notification on Instagram, but I'll try to do something on like TikTok. But the thing is, I never know when people are going to see them. So, but yeah, so I'll try and do a heads up on that. It's not, I do wait a little while before we get started. Wait about 10 minutes. But anyway, yeah, I should schedule it so people have time to like get here. But life being as it is with family, who knows what's going to happen. Northern Lights. Oh, I'm going to be asleep. But I think it's actually clear. No, I think it got cloudy last night. Or this night. Tonight. It got cloudy yesterday. There's supposed to be Northern Lights, and I missed out. I saw them in Alaska, though, so I'm okay. All right, Steve, good night. It's super late for you. Well, maybe not. But anyway, good night. Okay, guys, we'll catch you later. Don't miss the next one. Thanks for saying hey. Thanks for sticking around. We'll see you soon. Bye.